Have you ever encountered an error while coding that just leaves you scratching your head? If you've run into the message, "Object does not support indexing in Python," you're definitely not alone. Today, we're going to unravel this issue together. I totally get how frustrating it can be when your code seems perfect, but an error pops up out of nowhere. It's like a puzzle missing a piece. You're not the only one facing this. Many developers have stumbled upon this exact problem. Let's dive into the specifics. One user reached out with a question about their SWIG and Python integration. They were trying to use indexing on a custom object but received the error message, "Type error, foo.int foo object does not support indexing." Sound familiar? Let's break this down. So what's going on here? The issue typically arises when the Python wrapper for your C++ class isn't set up correctly to handle indexing. In this case, the user attempted to extend the functionality of their class, but it didn't quite work out as planned. And stay tuned. By the end of this video, you'll not only understand how to fix this issue, but also gain insights into best practices for using SWIG with Python. To fix the indexing issue, the user should first ensure that the operator overloading for the indexing operator is correctly defined in the SWIG interface file. This means using the correct class name in the extend statement. Next, the user should ensure that the template specialization is correctly defined. The user needs to make sure that the template type is specified when extending the class. After making these changes, the user should rebuild the extension module. This can be done by running the setup script again to compile the updated interface. Finally, the user can test the implementation by running the test script again. This time, the indexing operator should work correctly without throwing an error. Fun fact, did you know that the first version of Python was released in 1991? It has come a long way since then, but some errors still feel like they belong to the early days of coding. Now, let's look at the answers provided by other users. An alternative solution provided by a user involves modifying the setup and interface files. They suggest removing the built-in option from the SWIG configuration, which allows the use of the extend feature effectively. This user emphasizes that the extension generates Python code, enabling more sophisticated functionalities. They clarify that the previous assumption about the extend feature being ignored with the built-in option was incorrect. Here's a pro tip. Always double-check the class names and methods you are extending in SWIG. A small oversight can lead to frustrating errors, but with a little attention to detail, you can avoid them. And there you have it. With these adjustments, your indexing should work perfectly. Remember, coding is all about learning from these little bumps in the road. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to subscribe for more coding tips and tricks.